today's episode, featured videos from... Hi there, everyone. Welcome to episode 11 of the supplemental broadcast on Alexandria and OK Copernicus production. I'm your host, Jess. Please be sure to follow the entire archival project, #YouTube Recommended Chronicles on X or Tumblr for the latest videos, music, memes, and more. Links to follow me, watch today's video recommendations, and our featured music can be found in the description box below. On to today's featured selections. First up, with another monologue that really resonated with me, is Richard Vobes and his video regarding how all the people are waking up to the deception by the evil cabal, who has held stake in many things they had no right or place to take precedence over natural law, otherwise known in common law. He breaks down his analysis ever so well in an easy-to-understand fashion for his viewers. I think he is right. I am watching people wake up too. Do you think he's right? Go check out this video and let me know what your experience had been like during the Great Awakening. Next up, we have Trevor Colt, MC's channel, coming in with his wonderful daily rants. I start my morning with Trevor's rants regularly and think you might enjoy them too. He brings us his hot takes and commentary from the UK. If I am not mistaken, he has expanded his voice well past YouTube and is now published. Check out another cool dude who keeps it real with us on the daily. Third up, the former Deputy Prime Minister from Australia sits down with Jordan Peterson to get his insights on the rise of cultural Marxism we have all been watching unfold quite rapidly over the past several years at an accelerating rate. John Anderson's YouTube channel has some very good interviews with many prominent thinkers in the truth movement, and this video delivers. For more straight talk on the pressing issues of now, please be sure to check out his channel for more. Dad Saves America brings us our fourth entry in today's recommendations with a piece on the supposedly prestigious university presidents disgracing themselves at the congressional hearing regarding anti-Semitism on college campuses. If you haven't yet seen the footage of these hearings, I know the raw, unedited version is available on Forbes Breaking News YouTube channel. In the link I have provided for our feature today, it has some very good social commentary along with bits of the original footage for context. With what should be expected of university leadership, it is amazing what we receive instead. Fifth on our list, we've got Tony. He's got a few channels on YouTube, but this video specifically comes from his channel God Rules 2, Sons of Thunder, and is about all the underground Hollywood rumors that have been making their way to the surface as of late. Let him take us on one of his timely adventures down the information superhighway to confirm that these rumors are a bit more than meaningless gossip and we all should be paying attention. Be sure to watch the whole video as he ties some other current events to this whole Hollywood debacle we've been hearing glints and glimmers of, especially since Sound of Freedom. Last but not least, we have Jeff Taylor with his thoughts on how the EU is split on Brexit spite. If you're an American like myself, you may not be aware of Brexit, in which the UK formally left the EU, and now there are some fallout and controversy surrounding what should happen next amongst their citizens. Join Jeff and his super fantabulous sidekick Richard when he is available sometimes for sharp and witty opinions on many worldwide matters. They really put on a good show, Jeff and Richard. That brings us to today's auspicious op-ed. So here's some words for everyone. It would appear that all systems we've been forced to interact with were developed with an inherent disdain for everything I relate to being an ordinary, everyday human being, having varying preferences to conditioning us into humanoid automations, which appears to have led to the destruction of the human condition across many spectrums. I think it's time for us to have a little talk about absurdly envious wealth mongers. Have you really paid attention and studied these supposedly savvy, cunning types? More importantly, have you ever asked yourself why they're insatiable in regards to consumption and not an ounce happier for it, especially considering how much they consume? While these types of people think they know it all, it turns out that they literally fully rely on external validation and resources to feel any sense of meaning in life. They literally do not know how to internally regulate, evaluate, or analyze anything because they have been conditioned to only acknowledge permissible phenomenon starting at a very early age. This conditioning is a socio-emotional retardant intended to condition primary dependence and codependence in an effort of breaking the individual from self-determination and intuition. Now let us think of the types of people who would wish to place humanity into such a closed system, and the answer is quite simple. Narcissists. Narcissists are naturally drawn to this behavior. Narcissists breed narcissists along with their other broken counterparts that make up the mass of accepted society. While I find the values and beliefs of the professional managerial class abhorrent, dehumanizing, anti-human, radicalizing, and delusional, the masks they have painted on, the bribes, and the promises of prosperity appear to have lured in many more souls than if they could have possibly provided for. These warriors of quite a disgusting status quo are the authorities, role models, and meddlers that are very hard to escape without living a very isolated, rustic life that few places still permit such a literally peaceful existence. This class of people and the arm of the globalist machine most of us come into contact with regularly, as they are our teachers, professors, doctors, policemen, politicians, lawyers, social workers, managers, administrators, and human resources employees that keep us under their neo-feudal rule in hopes of more bonuses and benefits from their overlords. These people have a college degree, make salary, and think they are somehow better and more deserving than the rest of us because they believe they somehow earned superiority when all men are created equal. These so-called productive members of society have not only hoarded a ton of wealth that they did not earn because they do not work for a living. During the little bit of activity they must carry out, they mostly boss people around at meetings they deem subordinate and send emails all day with an air of self-importance that could make you puke. The professional managerial class of workers also helps enable and encourage all of the millionaires and billionaires hoarding their wealth to continue the status quo in hopes they might be even lazier than they are now someday, hoping to live off interest and dividends once they've made it and accumulated enough capital to enter the investor or rentier class. Let me tell you what, that is why we have vacant property everywhere that no one can rent or sell. That is why we have over-credentialized demands for jobs and services. It is also why our quality of living and goods is dropping. A bunch of overprivileged people decided they would invest in education and other endeavors with the intent of pushing the real work onto everyone else with no real or fair compensation to speak of, while they pocket everything they can get away with seizing and taking no responsibility for the conditions they created with such an irrational perspective. Because they're the only benefactor in their schemes and they are holding all the wealth like brandishing a weapon of mass deprivation, we need to fix this whole matter from the ground up regardless of their decrees. I think it is time we all think about how the wealthiest amongst us, yes, I'm talking about the middle class all the way up to the trillionaires who live on secret private islands, get paid large sums of money to uphold a system that is very bad for the vast majority, if not all of us, with absolutely no shame regarding the upholding and perpetuation of the systemic enslavement of mankind by the globalist technocracy and all dark forces. Oh, that was our show today. Thank you so much for joining me. Our musical selection is Warp Zone. Stay prepped. Stay safe. Oh, yeah, Warp Zone, me, Aztec Adventure this time. Another moniker, another sound. Stay prepped, stay safe, and definitely come back for more episodes. We absolutely love having you on the supplemental broadcast. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.